What would be the difference if somebody made a sign for their business saying, if you are black, you can't enter our business?
I was horrified to see a business owner in our community in Traverse City essentially refer to our LGBTQ neighbors as animals.
Add State Representative Betsy Kofia to the list of people opposed to this Facebook post. It surfaced this week. It's been associated with the Studio 8 hair lab.
And it's not atypical for right-wingers to treat the people that they don't like as animals or to demonize them in some way. Right-wingers love to otherize people, so it makes it easier to treat these people like garbage because they don't see these people as human, they see them as something else.
In Traverse City. The post suggests that anyone who identifies as anything other than a man or a woman should see a pet groomer, and that service here would be denied.
To then have a business owner put something out there like that and basically think she can discriminate, very disturbing.
It goes on, making reference to Michigan House Bill 4744, but probably meaning 4474, which has been introduced in the chamber that Kofia serves. The post implies that particular pronoun requests by clients will be ignored.
It's frankly very dangerous because we're in a time right now in this country and in this state where LGBTQ members of our community are already facing increases in violence and targeting. And so when you dehumanize them that way, that only escalates that.
Yeah, it's no different during like the 1960s and 50s and 40s where black people were otherized and there were um, extreme violence against them. Uh, Right-wingers, they always do the same thing with a different group of people. They use the same phrase or a similar code word with just, the different group of people. And it's just the same song and dance over and over.
And further down, the post implies a legal defense for refusing to serve all who come through these doors. It's a sentiment that many businesses are taking following the recent U.S. Supreme Court same-sex webpage ruling. But Kofia, who passes laws, says it might not hold legal water.
And that is it strikes at the heart of civil rights. All of the gains that we have made as a country, it is really very troublesome, and I think this is going to end up heavily litigated. But it is not okay to discriminate based on people's identity and who they are.
If right-wingers were discriminated against based upon uh, being white cis males or being Christian or Republican, they would freak out and act like the world is ending because there's discrimination against white people. But they're totally okay with discriminating against anybody else because they feel like it's their right to be a bigot.
An account in the salon owner's name, Christine Geiger, replied to comments, claiming she has no issues with LGB, but the plus includes people she considers pedophiles.
Right, yet these right-wingers never have an issue with Catholic priests going after kids or people like Matt Gaetz, who is a Congress member and is still a Congress member, even though he's found out to be going after kids. Why aren't there right-wingers petitioning for Matt Gaetz to be removed for office? Why aren't there right-wingers um, uh, fighting for investigations into the Catholic Church for their abuses? Is pretty telling. The type of it's very telling when they pretend to be against child abuse when they defend it and support it.
She goes on to stress that woke individuals need to acclimate to their new reality.
To our LGBTQ community members, you are loved, you belong, and we're going to keep fighting to make sure that you can be safe and welcome in Traverse City and in Michigan and in this country.
Right-wingers can't even define what woke means, and the only time they get offended by a company or a person being quote unquote woke is when they're accepting of like black people, women having rights, gay people, trans people, and the such. I mean, again, if this was like the 1960s, these people would be screaming about how like woke it is to accept black people as people instead of treating them like animals.
No customers came or left while we were at the studio before being asked to leave the property. When customers do show up, they may notice a change in the hair products there. A post associated with hair care supplier Jack Win Pro announced that in light of this post, they would no longer be providing their services to Studio 8.